God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Hello. If we've never met, my name is Gladys Bell, and I'm a volunteer with the Motherless Daughters Ministry. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your day. Every week, you have a standing invitation to join us for a few minutes of conversation to support motherless daughters everywhere by sharing information, our stories, and encouragement. If this message is helpful to you, we'd like to ask that you share it with other motherless daughters. Give us a thumbs up, a review, and subscribe to our channel. Letting go of sentimental items requires psychological as well as emotional work. It's not a choice of one or the other, it's a delicate balance of both. It's a matter of retaining the memories without retaining all of the stuff we hold on to. It has been said that the more we have, the more their sentimental value is diluted. When the amount of things becomes a burden rather than a pleasant sentimental remembrance, some reevaluation is necessary. When we're inspired to purge some of the material things we've accumulated, simply look at simply looking at the massive amount of material things to tackle makes you change your mind, turn around, and close the door um, right behind you. Been there, done that more times than I can count. So, what will stop the madness of that repeated behavior? Um, we look at all the things that we have accumulated, um, and then we have to begin to search for information. I began to look at some of that information and ran across many quotes, some of them familiar, some of them not. Some of them include, quote, if you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got. Another one, quote, change happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. Another, quote, it is the same with people as it is with riding a bike. Only when moving can one comfortably maintain one's balance. As I dug further into the topic, I ran across more quotes that addressed how to get unstuck. Um, pardon me, from this merry-go-round. The additional trains of thought include understanding that number one, letting go does not mean getting rid of. Objects serve as anchors to the memory. Getting rid of them feels like we're erasing the person connected to the object from our life, committing a betrayal. Number two, strategic effort is required to separate the memory from the object. Memories live inside of us, not the object. Parting with the object does not mean parting with the memory. And number three, create a home that restores your energy, not one that depletes it. I found that many of the useful suggestions came from the minimalist school of thought, but while entertaining those suggestions as one on a grief journey, there are other considerations to be made. The psychological and emotional aspects of eliminating material items that bring us great comfort. Physical possessions can be those anchors that become an extension of that person. Pardon me. When the collection of possessions becomes burdensome, they occupy more and more physical space in our living quarters and mental space in our minds. Pardon me. Then they become a source of stress instead of joy and comfort. There are terms that litter all those articles about handling sentimental items that can be unsettling. Pardon me. Decluttering, included in many of the titles, is defined as getting rid of things you don't want. But these sentimental items um, are, I mean, they are things that we want. Minimalism is discovering how little we actually need. But for us, it's not that we need the items for use, we need it for comfort and connection. So, how do we reconcile these thoughts with our emotional, psychological needs, as well as practical decisions that need to be made? There are a few tips and suggestions that may come in handy for approaching the necessary yet emotional decisions that have to be made. Number one, reframe how you look at these items. Because it brought joy in the past doesn't mean that you have to keep it forever. You can hold on to the joy without the item. For example, I have held on to clothing items that belonged to a loved one simply because it was theirs. I would never be able to fit it or to use it, but just looking at it recalled wonderful memories. Number two, start sorting and purging with items that you don't have sentimental value with. And number three, honor the object with one last use. Um, Use the Maria Kondo method of actually thanking the item for holding such a special place in your life and bringing you joy before you give it a new home. Number four, there will be things you just cannot part with. So, when deciding what to keep, opt for things that not only have special sentimental value, but things that you actually like and can, maybe with modifications, make regular use of. That way, you link the past and the present and honor the legacy you want to maintain. Number five, digitalize and repurpose the item. Pardon me. Take photographs of special items. For example, the clothing items mentioned in number one could be photographed, or you could find a photo of that person wearing that item. Then use it in whole or part to create a memento or something currently useful to you, like a pillow or a quilt or an album. And lastly, find a good home for it. Share it with family members or friends if they want them, or donate to an organization that provides items to people in need. Now, I have to tell you, I haven't mastered these processes to date. I am a work in progress. With this recording, I have emerged being able to reframe my view uh, of those items with a refreshed approach and a renewed motivation. My prayer is that you too will find peace and comfort in mindful reorganization. Remember, you are not alone.